Hello and welcome to your myofascial release class. You are going to need a few props today, so go ahead and have one tennis ball or myofascial ball. You'll also need one block, doesn't matter if it's foam or cork. And then if you'd like a blanket, if you know that working into your calves and your shins, you might need a little extra padding or support, find that as well. We again are going to get into the lower part of the legs. We're going to start on the front side, the shin, and really we're going to be on the pinky toe side of the shin. I typically like to be a little higher up, but once we get there, you can roll kind of up or down to find what feels best for you. And we're just going to hold that with the ball underneath us. We'll get to it. Then we'll use the block and the ball for our calves in a couple different ways. So go ahead and find those if you don't have them already. If you do have them, we're going to come to tabletop position to start. And again, we're going to get into the shins. I'm going to start on my left shin, but feel free to start in whichever one feels best. I'm going to place that ball, again, really on that kind of pinky toe edge, and find a place to just let my weight fall into the ball. So again, I'm a little bit higher, but if you wanted to roll up and down to find your tender spot, you could. You could walk the hands forward. And then again, just let the foot come down to the mat. See if you can actually relax through the toes. For some of us, we've likely might have never touched into this space before. So it's a very specific, often tender location. And we're just going to stay here. We're not going to cross fiber. We're not going to add movement. We're just going to breathe. So if you haven't already, fill up the lungs. Let it go. Stay there. Just a few rounds of breath. This point is said to be an energizing point. So once we complete it, you might feel a little bit more energy here. Again, you might have noticed that I shifted my ball just a little bit up and a little bit off to the left. If you needed to shift yours too, you could. Take a breath in. Big breath out. Last 3. For 2. And 1. Take a breath in. Let it go. Go ahead and slowly remove that ball off to the side. Just come to a seated position. Extend the legs out. I want you to just notice once you get there just how the feet fall. I want you to just pay attention to how they fall. We'll check in with them at the end of this class as well. Maybe notice if that left side falls a little bit more off to the left than the right, as an example. Notice if you feel more energy through your toes. Just being aware. Maybe that blood flow coming back into that area you just touched. Big breath in. Breath out. We're going to make our way off to the opposite side. So when you're ready, go ahead and make your way back to tabletop position. Again, I'm going to switch over to my right shin. And again, I'm going to find kind of higher up a little bit more towards my knee. And then let the foot relax. Let the toes relax once you find that place. If you need to adjust in any way, you can. Maybe coming a little bit more to that outer pinky toe edge. Just breathe. Again, allowing gravity to do the work, allowing your weight to press into that ball, maybe the ball to sink in a little bit more into that shin. Ultimately, just hydrating the tissues in the lower part of this leg. Stay here for 5. For 4. 3. Last 2. Take a huge inhale. Massive exhale. Slow, slow, slow. Again, we're going to come to a comfortable seated position with the legs extended out long. And again, just take a couple moments to notice. Notice how those feet fall. Maybe they fall a little bit more outward towards that pinky side. Maybe they feel a little bit more symmetrical now. Maybe you feel that sensation, that hydration, that blood flow coming back into the right side. Big breath in. Breath out. We are going to move our way to the calves. So stay here in this seat with the legs extended. Grab your block. We're going to start with the block on the mat, and I'm going to start on my left leg again. You could start on your right if that felt good. We're going to place the ball just on the block, and ultimately we're trying to find a place for our calf. So the middle of the calf is going to rest onto that ball. The ball's on the block, and your hands are likely going to come behind you. So find a comfortable position to just stay here and feel what you feel. This practice is definitely one that I needed this week. My calves, I don't know, I've been doing a lot of different types of yoga classes, and you don't often touch into your calves, but I've been experimenting with it a little bit more, lifting onto the tippy toes a lot. So my calves definitely needed this today. If yours did too, if you're a runner, if you do anything else that's very intense on the calves or even the lower part of the legs, just see if you can relax here. Maybe relaxing through the toes and the ankle. And you really don't need super long with this myofascial practice. Anywhere from 30 to maybe even 90 seconds at the most is going to be beneficial. You don't need to stay for minutes at a time. Take your last breath in. Big breath out. And then from here, we're just going to find a bit of a cross-fibering of the tissues. So coming to the inside edge and then rolling to the left. So just back and forth, you might start to feel as you roll over this calf muscle, some sort of ropey muscles or gristly feeling. See if you can just notice what you feel. Notice if there's any particular area that's a bit more tender, if you want to stay there. So as an example for me, my outer left side edge of that calf feels a little bit more tender than the inside, so I might just stay here for a couple moments. Otherwise, you could keep rolling left to right at your own pace. Again, we're just cross-fibering the tissues, trying to make sure that there's no Velcro or stickiness happening with those tissues. No fibrosis. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last couple rounds, side to side. Beautiful. From here, take a breath in. Let it go. If you're with me, we're going to turn the block now to be parallel with your leg here, because we are going to start to roll with the fibers of the calf here, the fibers of the muscle, the tissues there. Place your hands behind you and then bend through that right knee. We're going to use a little bit of our upper body to support us as we lift the hips, and just slowly, and I mean slow as you need, start to go forward and back on that ball. Again, knowing where you are. And if you'd like to kind of roll off to the sides of the calf, you can. You can go down the center. I'm definitely on the outer edge, this left side edge. Oh, I definitely needed this one today. Let's say 5 more rounds, up and down. If you need to lift the calf and readjust on the ball, you can. I think I found a spot that I actually want to stay a little bit higher. So if you find that tender spot and you really want to stay, or you want to just stay rolling into that, find it for 3, for 2, Last one. Slowly set the hips back down to the earth. And again, adjust the ball to where you felt that tender spot. I'm again definitely on the outside left side edge, a little bit higher on that calf. And then place the hands again, place the leg down on that ball. And we're going to move the foot here. So this will be our last thing on this side. Just start to flex through the foot. Bring the toes back towards your face. Take a breath in. And then when you're ready, slowly start to point the toes forward. It just changes how that muscle is activated. Flexing through the toes and pointing and flexing. It's almost like we're flossing that nerve, pointing and flexing. Last 5. So even if you can relax through the upper body, even here. Last breath in. Huge breath out. Just find stillness. Take one more big inhale. Let it go. Slow, slow, slow. Let's extend that right leg out. Remove the ball, remove the block off to the side. And again, just come to that seat. Maybe the hands support you behind you again. And I just want you to take a couple moments. Maybe just pay attention to that left side. Maybe the foot drops a little bit further than it did before, off to the left. Notice how that lower body feels, maybe any sensations coming up the leg or even down towards the foot. Take a breath in. Breath out. If you're with me, we're going to switch sides. So I'll switch so that you can see this side again. Both legs extended out. That block is going to start perpendicular to your leg. And we're going to place that ball right at the center of the calf. Bring the hands down by your sides or back behind you. And then again, just take a couple moments just to land here. No movement, just breathing. Letting that ball sink into that area, really kind of saying hello to that area on this right side now. Maybe a gentle wiggle of the toes to relax there. Keep breathing. Last couple moments in stillness. Maybe notice if this side already feels a little bit different. And we're going to add that movement. So only when you're ready, left to right. Ooh, rolling to the outside edge. And then back to the inside. Find your own pace. Oh, goodness, this calf definitely is a bit more tender than the left side for me. Oh, and this cross fibering does feel so delicious. Find your pace, your rhythm. Again, if you found a place that you're like, oh my God, I have to stay. Otherwise, you're just moving back and forth, side to side. Beautiful. Last 5 rounds of breath here. Last 3 for 2 and 1. Oh, goodness, just find stillness again. Go ahead and lean the upper body forward. We're going to turn that block so that it now runs parallel with your leg here. And again, I want you to Find placement of the hands where you can support yourself, support your weight. Bend through that left foot, plant the foot on the mat. And again, we're going to just roll forward. Oh, goodness. And back. Oh, if you need to make noise, make noise. If you want to come to the outside edge of that calf, the inside edge, really explore all dimensions, all areas of that calf. If you didn't go all the way low, maybe find that if you need to adjust on your block. You can. Oh, super tender for me. Goodness gracious. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Stay here for 5. Again, stillness, you can always stay if you need for 4. This feels so tasty if the ball rolls off. Just grab it, come back. For 2. Last one, just find stillness, set the hips down. Maybe extend that leg back out long. Big breath in. Huge breath out. Again, if you want to bend through that knee again, plant the left foot, you can. Hands behind you again. We're going to flex through the toes towards your face, and point. If you wanted to adjust the ball where maybe you felt like there was a little bit more of a tender spot to work into, you could. I adjusted it a little bit lower. Flex through the toes and point. Find a slow movement. Doesn't have to be super fast. In fact, I recommend you go a bit slower so that you can really feel what's happening as you lengthen that back side and then as you lengthen the front side. So you point and lengthen the front, and then you flex and lengthen the back. Last couple breaths. Beautiful. For 3, for 2, last one, just find stillness again. Extend that left leg out long. Take a breath in. Huge breath out. Gently remove that ball and that block off to the side. And again, just coming to that seat, allowing the feet to fall as they naturally do, and just noticing. My feet definitely are falling a little bit more towards the outer edges of my mat than they were when we initially started. You can see the impacts on the tissues really right away with this practice. It's why it's so magnificent, so amazing, right? Take your last couple breaths. Breathe in. Huge breath out. If you'd like to scoot into a Shavasana, it might feel nice to let the legs just relax down. Otherwise, we will say that that is the end of this practice for the lower legs. Thank you for showing up. Namaste.